Hello, this is the sixth video in our series of videos to support a business startup with the business planning element of their business startup. So we're on to chapter 5, and this is the second of the marketing chapters. And this chapter brings it all back home, if you like. So we've previously looked at the industry and looked at the macro economy and where you fit in with the economy. Now we need to bring all that back local. So in this one, obviously it's about our customers. Primarily it's about your customers. Who are your customers? Can you profile them? Can you have a picture in your mind of what kind of person they are, what drives them, what it is they want? Ideally, if you can identify them in this chapter, we would suggest go out and ask them. If you can do some test market analysis, certainly that can be very, very informing if you can find an opportunity to identify who your customers are and go out and ask them some key questions that can inform the nature of your business. So hopefully you'll be able to identify a picture of who your customers are or types of customers, be able to classify them into different maybe idiosyncrasies or different stereotypes, if you like, the type of person that they are or the type of person they want to be. Then you can do some analysis of them. How many of them are there? Where are they? How far away are they? That's key to the whole thing. Then obviously we're into the area of competition, because there's not just your customers, there's your competitors. And they're out there, and who are they, and what are they doing, and what types of services are they offering, at what prices, in what way, in what locations, exploring all that, identifying all that, articulating all that on paper. Ultimately then you have to look at yourself and say, well, what's my difference, what's my unique selling point? Your unique selling point ends up being a key important part of your message, because ultimately we're going to be communicating the existence of our business very soon with customers, and we're going to be trying to articulate, well, what is in my message? All business guides say identification of your unique selling point is a key part of that. So looking at what differentiates you from your competitors, and how you can make an offering that answers the needs of your customers in ways that your competitors are not doing so, at a price that they'll enjoy and accept. So once you've articulated your unique selling point and you understand your competitors and your customers, then you need to start communicating with them. So you need to identify, well, how am I going to get my message out there to them? What media am I going to use? Is it just going to be a sign above the door? Is it going to be business cards? Is it going to be knocking on doors? Am I going to use technology, social media? Am I going to use all of the above in different ways? But think long and hard about it. Particularly how much you're going to spend. The spending element part of marketing can be quite large. Some of the most successful businesses in the world spend a huge proportion of their costs on the marketing of their businesses. And sometimes being penny pinching here may be a bad business decision. Alternatively, you can waste an awful lot of money here. So you need to be very, very smart about this. While we're looking for your unique selling point, I always encourage you not to be dismissive of your competitors. Your competitors are probably smart enough and probably have learned the hard way as to what works and what doesn't work. So have a look at their methodologies and how they go about communicating their messages, and then hopefully you can do better, but just don't dismiss them out of hand. Finally, the price. It all boils down to price. Ultimately, what you're offering, what your service or product is, will be received by the market depending on the price that you have available to offer that. So you need to consider your alternatives here. Obviously, your costs need to be covered, and then you have options to consider whether you're going to go at the high end and lose some customers, or at the low end and try and base it on volume and have low margins. You might play around a couple of options here, discounting, customer loyalty options, etc., etc. There's a lot of complexity in pricing. You need to think through all of those options. You need to look at your alternatives and make some decisions. So this is a very, very important chapter. It needs to be informed by real information. Absolutely, you'll have some ideas in your head, and that'll be very useful to articulate what you have in your head, but you're also going to have to go out there and burn some shoe leather and find out for real. talk to your customers, read the research, look at the analysis, look at the statistics, look at the industry reports, who's out there studying the industry, and apply the knowledge that you learned in the previous chapter, your overall view of the industry and your knowledge of the industry and its growth, and bringing that right back then to your local environment, and have a picture of how you're going to deliver a service and your product out to real customers out there, get them in and get the money off them. Another point I forgot to mention is that you need to consider your cash management and your cash flow, and how are you going to take in money. Pricing is one thing, getting the money off your customer can sometimes be more difficult. So you're talking about credit lines, you're talking about invoicing people, you're talking about cash up front. All those elements are key. Thank you.